Microphone check, testing 1 2, test. Wait, where am I? Oh, there we go. For some reason that was minimized, I don't know why. Anyways, we're getting right back to it with more MSQ. Sorry for the late stream. I have to take care of a couple of things. You know how it is, life, adulting. Trying not to let existential crisis set in. That kind of thing. Anyways, we're going back to the MSQ. I'm glad we could take a moment to talk things through. WooClimate seems much happier for it. It is good to see WooClimate more sure of herself. It doesn't matter if WooClimate's scared of alpacas or gets sick on boats. It doesn't change who she is or what she means to her people. I have some small experience with the pleasures of leadership and crumbling beneath its weight, as you well know. If anything good can be said to have come from my failures, I hope it is my capacity to help others avoid similar mistakes. Wait, shit, did I do all my dailies yet? Done. I still need to do. You know what? Let's do leveling real quick. Healer privileges. Oh. Roll to it, Lily left. Always bots. God fucking damn it. For that person. I am low level. So it shouldn't be too crazy. Da, da, da. Shit ton more than flies around. Get on there. Come on. No. Oh, what is he doing? We may as well grab it. Oh shit, was I talking the wrong thing? I think I was talking the wrong thing. Ow. Could headbutt me. That counts, right? No, it doesn't. God damn it. Too much of it. Let me report some bots real quick, because holy shit. Underneath the same name, no less. Two. Let's just go ahead and block all of these, because Jesus Christ, that's a lot of them. Sorry. Jesus, how many fucking bots did this person make? Copy, paste, reports, block. Copy, paste, report, block. Ugh. Fuck that, I hope that's the last fucking bot. I have to reports, let me see here. Let's also try to add that to the list of blocking. Port. Make names. I think that's it. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, shit, forgot. Need to do one more thing. Switch. Go to auto mod controls. Sorry if I'm not doing much. I'm trying to add a little skit, something to stop the porn bots. What the fuck is the moderation thing? Settings? Moderation. Lock terms and phrases. Add. There we go. Oh shit, where was I? Right. Let's just do that because why not? I had unlocked something at level 92. Oracle. Deals unexpected. Bleh. Deals unexpected damage with a potency of 860 to target and all enemies nearby it. Yeah. Okay, so the offense ability for the healer. Got it. Let's get back to the story. Being able to say those things has brought me such relief. It's like a stone has been lifted off of my chest, and I can take a full breath at last. I don't want to encumber myself like that again. I want to be better, will be better, for myself and for my people. Okie dokie. Okay, trust info, got it. I'm ready to move on. Let's do it this way. The Moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here, but be warned, the road will be taking as favored hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there will be fewer travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What have Zoralja and the Landsguard been doing? It is up to me to restore order to the area. Sounds like fate grinding, and off she goes. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank at the second river. Do 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 do. Okay, let's see here. Ooh. Yeah, sure. Is there one nearby? West. Okay, I'm heading west anyway, so why not? You don't want this, buddy. You don't want this. It'll end very badly for you. Da, na, 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 na. Da, na, 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 na. Da, da, da. It's very pretty. You don't fucking want this. Oh, motherfucker. Okay. Tried to give him an out. Tried to give him an out, and they go, oh, let him throw hands. Oh, I see. This is a river which feeds the waterfalls from above Okanu. Again and again, I'm struck by the majesty of the falls. It is difficult to comprehend the sheer volume of water this natural wonder produces. I felt eyes on it several times as we made our way here, though they soon seemed to lose interest. The bandit slayer is said to be somewhere near here. I prefer we avoid seeking out trouble. Oh no, we're gonna go for trouble. Oh, there it is. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little further ahead, on the opposite bank of Miakapekzoma, but let's remain vigilant all the same. South. On this little tiny island? Yes, it is. More to the west. Oops. Probably around where that boat is. Right, I should get those Aether Currents too before I forget. For the Aether Current quests over there. Unless I'm assuming those are Aether Current quests. Getting closer. Should be by those boats if that compass is pointing right. South. Yep, by the boats. Only two more that's not part of this northwest. So past the village. We're making good time on this. You don't want this, buddy. Looks like a giant pot. A giant broken pot. Huh? Okay. Not another claimant in sight. Does this mean we're ahead or behind? Probably behind. Even as Hana-Hana culture is distinct from the Vanu, Moblin society has developed quite differently from that of their goblin cousins. Oh really? Goodness me, it's like the entire village is made of pottery. So it's not just me. So this is Earthenshire. Shire. Baggins. That's a good shot. This is it, the village where the lay of pots from the Tuliolol saga took place. God damn it. Idleshire may have the similarly be a cultural inclination, I wonder. The settlements themselves couldn't be more different though. This shire appears to custom built to resemble pots, while the other is a repurposed town. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue? 1 second, getting a drink. Okay, back. That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant's Elector, if you happen to know who that is. You're exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Ready Rock is the Elector you seek. Well, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat. Much as Ready Rock would like to do just that, we have much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Brain cases? You mean your heads? Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. There's no time for feats or metal tests. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd be caught up in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The Moblins provide these Potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Tural. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. If this is the best they can offer, I should have never left Okumeki. Why is it focusing on me? Why am I staring at her? Do I know her? You see, the Potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are falling to uphold our side of the Pot Pact. Should our Potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind it to a halt. We have to do something, and do it soon. That stare had the same vibe as Zoolander. Like, oh, you look great. I look handsome doing it. All of a sudden, I look left. Oh, it's like fucking critical damage. Then let us stand for the injured helpers. It would give me the chance to learn more about your people in your village. And if it brings us closer to your beginning defeat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of a contest, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. I could use a nap. Of course I'll help. I was hoping you'd say that. I wasn't actually sure I could do this on my own. We'll all help. I doubt any of us could sit around and watch. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock truth swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist help hand Rock. Oh, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing these names right. You other four follow Ready Rock. There are other help hands in need of help lending. English tongue, how do? I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I said at many fires. There will be no more feigning strength, no more playing at being an invincible promise. There's one thing I learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Nod. I did not? Huh, I did nod. A little surprise there. Well, let's find this Rock fella and see what we can do for him. Do 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 do. Local merchant, what do you sell anything unique? No, nothing unique. Let's lick the rock. Bleh. Rock has been licked. A pack of keep. There we go. I think I've found our help hand. First we'll solve this problem for the moblins, then we'll set about completing their feats. As I clear my throat. Rock can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pact is broken and the pots are emptying. What? You've come to aid Rock? Rock accepts your help lending with joyous feel smiles. And this species always has like a crazy way of like expressing their vocabulary. It's pretty fun. If we can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. If you say anything else, it's just nothing new. What Rock needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potsworn Kahe. The help hand assigned to Kahe was hurt during the rock rain, so Rock took over, but he knows nothing of Kahe. What does Kahe want? What does Kahe need? Help hands do not bother the Potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate. Prepare things with guess think. With guess think? I'm not sure if that's a good way to do things, buddy. Please, guess think with Rock. Find out what Kahe is lacking so we can provide it. I mean, I understand the intent, but it seems very... What's the word? Indirect, unapproachable or something like that. Kahe is only one of many Potsworn in need of caretaking. Work through nights with no sleep and no rest. There are too few of us to go around. This is where Kahe works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. That must be Kahe. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way of doing things around here, apparently. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guess think. Inspect the workshop. You may move the camera, blah blah blah. Okay, that kind of scenario. Move and click. Got it. I'll check if there's anything that steps out like in front of the camera, because they usually have like little goodies or Easter eggs at the edge. Okay. If anything, first we need some fucking ventilation in here. He's sweating like a motherfucker. There's a boiling thing so close to the furnace, and there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials, so there must be something else he's missing. He barely touches me. That dish is meant to be eaten hot or it loses its savor. Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones. So, he needs better food, or he needs a different kind of meal. Better airflow and better tools. Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of what things Kahe needs. Might want to improve his working conditions. Yeah, but I don't know how to use words. What the fuck is wrong with me? Let's head back outside and talk to Rock. You down? Why the fuck did I make that fucking sound? Shit. You made your observations? What did you guess think? First off, I noticed Kai hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? Alright, but Rock is sure of nothing when it comes to Kai's taste. I can help you with that. My brother Koana is also at sorrow. And while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kai probably wouldn't have been able to eat until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. Rakarok would never have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all. I think it would be... But I don't think that was the only reason Kahe couldn't concentrate. That Sorrow homeland is hot and dry. But even Kahe seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try drafty shard? They make a lovely breeze. I mean, wind crystal? Do you know where we can get one of those? We can gather them from the shoals of no return. The shoals of no return? I'm sorry. Why would you go to such a dangerous sounding place? What the hell? There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up their search for the Golden City. So we salvaged them from the wrecks. Can you handle that for us, Zach? Nod. Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahe's files and saws and things were very worn down. Every new set of tools is in order. Ah, Rakarok was too preoccupied with stocking materials, a serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is Helphand's responsibility. We have a lot of work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The shoals of no return are past the crags. The tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. You're Zach, aren't you? What brings you out here? Stuff. Ah, the issue with caring for the Potsworn. Pardon me? When they approached me with that same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Shali instead. Quality craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I can't understand the fixation on individual contract. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feats of pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist them in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Uriandra, in fact. Settlements in Kozomauka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn's servant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. When I imagine how much good we can achieve with Shalian technology. He's a forward thinker. I do like that. Apologies, I have much to consider. If you'll excuse us, then we'll meet again, I'm sure. Take care, Zach. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Northwest. We can get that one real quick. Hopefully it's not on a cliff or something. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Probably in these ruins. Maybe, hopefully. You don't want this. Nothing. Damn it! I was in the right area. Oh no way! Oh motherfucker! Really? He didn't have to. He didn't have to. But he wanted to, and he paid for it. There you are. Boop. South 8. Wow, how far? That's like... Shit, that's all the way like down there. Fuck. Oh, of course, it's all the way down there. Na, 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 na. Na, na, na. Na, 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 na. Motherfucker. It's pretty close. Wait. So maybe it's close up to on the way there? Straight east, that's... Did I misjudge the... Good, okay, I was just need to teleport there. Come on. What's with the camera? It's south. About here. Like in the mountain-ish area. The new spun bank. Hey, there it is. Alright, got all of them. I just need to do this quest now, and I can get some flying in here. Yeah. Is that cool breeze rock feels? I mean, sure. Yeah, good enough. Happy little dance. Yes, thank you for finding a drafty shard. Rock will add it to the new set of tools he brought. And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hitsaru. And it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go and see what Guy thinks of our efforts. That's the sound of gnawing on food. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed a pot pact. I'm grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece of worthy of a potsword. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Valkshunsa. The craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality that I trust. I haven't seen an oil lamp in a long time. I think the last time I saw one was like at the what's it? Houston Museum of Fine Arts. That was like fucking shit. I only ever went there when I was like for free when I was in college, so that was like at latest 2014. Almost 10 years ago, holy shit. Such luster, such brilliance. Truly a gift for the Dawn Servant. I'm glad you like it, considering the time I've wasted till now. I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. Forgive my interruption. Namati, I am told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a pot swarm. It's indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kozama Uka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wonder why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Shalian goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Tuliulal, fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. I was raised among Hitsaro more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tural's various people was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional Hitsaro? I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Why was that such an awkward silence? Are we going to dive into your backstory, buddy? Huh? Are we going to do that, buddy? Are we going to dive into your backstory, buddy? Huh? Huh? Well, that's I could forget that time. I just realized my height. I used the free Fantasia to change my height properly, so that now like fits more with my actual height. I'm just a little bit taller than Wuklamat. I tried to serving a dish we prepared for Kai. It was so good I had a second helping. Now my workshop is just the way I like it. I have inspiration oozing from every pore. Think that lantern was nice? Just wait until my next masterpiece. Some burritos, I see. Rock is very grateful to you. I thank you both for your hard work and clever guest think. When it comes to help handing, knowing the potsworn really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I have had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Rock receives the potsworn Kai's lustrous oil lamp is delivered to the palace at once. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I'll head over after finding Thancred and Rianger. I also ran into the Lavalier twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. Blech. I don't know how to use words. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting, but even now he's conceited to a fault. Is that the right word? Is that how you pronounce it? Not just conceited? But I don't know. Anyway, let's not keep Red Rock waiting. I thought everyone would be here by now. Ragnarok thanks you for assisting help hand with Ragnarok. She will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. Suddenly it's daytime. happy to report that we were able to convince one of the Potsworn to stay. How did you fare? Wah. So you managed to do the same. Splendid. You suspicious motherfucker. Sorry, jaw. Welcome to Earthenshire, First Promise. We support your plans for Salt Crossing and the new Potsworn they will bring. Of course. Hail the mighty Zorojaw. You cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebble stones. The resilient son for Dawn Servant. Wait, he climbed the cliff? The fuck? Zorojaw is clearing fallen rocks? I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, we meet again. Oh, you motherfucker. Come on, let's go at it. Come on. I'll take your entire group and Surreal Jaw at once. Let's go. It's time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Probably. Claimants, your attention please. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. As Ready Rock has explained, many of our Potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much a jinkle shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tuyulal merchants will suffer. So Ready Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. So we're to recruit new Potsworn. Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? Sorry, Jaw, shut the fuck up. You a punk ass, sussy ass bitch, man. You are free to refuse Ready Rock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zolojaw's disqualification. The rite is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. Actually, the steps you do to take there is important, dude. That's the whole reason. The Ready Rock declares a feat of pots begin. The feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pack must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. So, everything that this guy's going to do. The elector said nothing of taking a wheeling artisan from a rival, which is exactly what we should do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plan. Did they really just say that out loud right in front of us? That nasty brute is up to something. No, duh. He may seek to delay us as he did on the river, but we can remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wuklumat? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? The person I was staring at? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuyulal to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Koana probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm complaining, comparing us, you understand. That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Wakumeki? That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuyulal it is. Actor tool you all, it is. Bleh. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? No, 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 I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. You say I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, you get motion sickness. I get really, really sick on boat. Yeah, we all know. What the fuck is with the look I gave her? What the hell? Welcome, Matt. This is hardly news. It was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the currents this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? Oh, what the fuck is with that look? Oh, okay, I need to give her a head pat now after the cutscene. I'm positive. Mostly. Concerned. Those eyes. It's like fucking Puss in Boots with the eyes. What obstacle will Buckle Jaja throw at us next? We'll try something more direct. Did you mention the pots worn in our care require a constant stream of encouragement in order to craft? The four of us must have enchanted the same cheer dozens, if not hundreds of times. Anvil was scolded more than once for not cheering loudly enough. Wukomat suffers such terrible bouts of seasickness. I wish I had a spell or potion that could ease her nausea. I procured many unusual items for clients, but meeting the personalized needs of a potsworn is not an experience I'd care to repeat. I need a moment. Upriver, downriver. Ihikatumu is rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd still rather not set foot on a boat if I can't help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Rupley can help us recruit a potsworn. Oh yeah, I also got enough tomes to get my other glowy weapon, the gunbreaker one. Hey. You look good for the fight. Wakamekimeki is a gathering spot for skilled artisans of all kind. We're to find a potsworn candidate. I can think of no better place to begin our search. So this is the Wakamekimeki that Wukumat was talking about. I've yet to make it this far in my wanderings. Ernville brought us here on our first tour of the city, but time did not permit a close look. I should like to observe these masters at work. Surely at least one person will answer Wukumat's call for a potsworn. Maybe Master Rupley can help us. Phew, fresh harbor air was just what I needed. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wakamekimeki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Rupley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. Wah 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 wah. So what do you think? Do you have any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the third promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? You know, the Oresian goldsmith, what about him? Husband who just started working here. It's the same person. You mean Fontaine? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. And considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he's only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Fontaine at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over at Zabal. I'm not gonna go try pronouncing that word. I've fucked up so many words that one's just too much. And maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. We don't want to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this. Take a rest at the cabins if you like. Right, let's go and see a man about a pot. Oop. Oh wait. Now let me fix something real quick. I need to move that. Now let's edit this. Just testing size of the text. That's satisfactory, I think. I've been an in and out. Okay, that's a good size. I was just pretty much testing like the size of the text right there. So that's about a size of that. 38. Yeah, that works. We're just changing text size. Oh, he's down there. Still not sure about this. Oh, Zach, you're here too. The third promise said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating. So shall we find a quiet spot outside? Hey.
The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Haha, yes, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul, until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful! So, what is it you wish to discuss? How about you leave it all behind and go to another place? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you've settled in. I'm looking for someone to become a potsworn. Ah, I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the moblins, isn't it? But you're not a moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the rites of succession. I need to bring a new potsworn to Earthenshire. So that is the way of it. He looks so like fucking deadpan about it. We've barely met, and after pushing you to work in Wakumekimeki, I'm now demanding you to throw that away and sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I am now an official subject of Tuliulal. I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the rights of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now, you recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing.
As a way of it, you want me to give my life away for contracted work after I establish my yourself happily for your benefit, bro. Yeah, basically. He was at East End when Garlean forced his late sage's settlements, and in ensuing chaos, he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired, never wished to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I am indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tuliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. At least we asked. Wang Jingtang, thank you. And we need to just like snatch him up and be like, hey, you're working over here now. I shall return to Master Rupley and inform him of my decision. Allow me, I'm the reason you're leaving. I should be the one to deliver the news. Hey, Brook. Perhaps you remember me, Brook Evu, over in Zabal. I'd like a word if you don't mind. You're Wukulamat's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown too, if the gossip's to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. Yes, of some renown, I suppose. You can now access roll quests because... Oh shit! Roll quest, baby! I do know I need to complete one of these for, like, the main story. So I guess we can get a little head start on it. Zach, I was wondering when you'd be along. Not a moment too soon either. I've got an urgent job that needs doing, and there's no one else I'd entrust with it. Of course, you'll be wanting to know the details. It's a long story, so why don't you grab a seat over there? I'll join you shortly. Just of some renown, you know, nothing too big, ending a few world wars, freeing a couple enslaved nations, killing a few dozen gods, just for fun. Now that we're all settled, allow me to introduce myself properly. I'm Brook Ewu, proprietor of Zabal. As you know, my establishment is open to anyone, people hailing from across Tural, and sometimes further. Come here to whet their appetite and slake their thirst.
Given how we turn no one away, it's inevitable that a few bad apples might mix into my motley patrons, and therein lies the rub. A particularly rotten bunch was here not too long ago. Sitting over there, in fact, having conversation most foul. You gonna tell me what the conversation was, buddy? Or am I gonna have to use my echo to remember? I thank you all for coming here, so far from your respective homes. So, do I not get to see? Okay, I do get to see them. Ellen adjustment. As this is the first time we've all gathered in one place, so perhaps formal introductions are. Why do you look familiar to me? I am? Welcome, welcome. Will you be happy? Oh, she thought you were ordering. Can we have a moment, please? We're in the middle of something very important. Well, don't raise your hand then. Now then, where was I? Yes, I am Apyahi. If you're sitting here now, it is because I have personally invited you to the Passage of the Unbound, my secretive villainous order with the ambitions to start Discord together. Wow, so they're pulling off a classic villain group, okay. Huh? Villains do not often call themselves such. Nor do secret orders have their meetings in places where all eyes can see. Not. What do you know? Your style remarks only mirror my carefully constructed atmosphere. Without time to think of a suitable slogan, you would understand that words are everything. But I digress. I invited you all here for one reason, to throw the world into a mire of chaos and then watch its nations crumble. What else would we call ourselves if not villainous? Why are you speaking about this out loud? Hold a minute. My only interest is to punish all those who have dared mock and belittle me. So long as I can achieve that, you can call me whatever you like. The rich, the powerful, the mighty, all need to be crushed under the weight of my ire. Why are they covering the faces? Dude, I must know these people at some point then. Wait a second. A grand design for a group of 6. Even if we manage to muster others to our side, that's only of what we can accomplish. That's clearly a ninja outfit. And I know one other ninja person that is like constantly quote unquote villain. Yes, time to twirl some mustaches, tie some women to train tracks, maybe put a puppy in a tree. Oh no. I regret to say you are right. At present we are bound and powerless. That is why in order to raise our fists against our oppressors, we must find the strength to shatter our shackles. In doing so, we shall become unbound. Like the birds soaring up above, we shall take flight and spread our wicked wings, staining the azure skies black. But sometimes the skies can be treacherous with clouds, and even birds must rest. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with these, aren't I? You speak of finding strength. Is that why we are here? To look for it? If so, then pledge my aid. With newfound might at my beck and call, I shall win adoration known only by a hero. Your eagerness is heartening, and you are correct. The tools to make our goal a reality lay in Tural. Across this continent can be found certain artifacts which possess untold power. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Did you say artifacts? Oh ho ho. I sense an adventurous hunt for instruments of devious devilry ahead. for one. My imagination is overflowing with images of the new forms my trickery might take. I dare say the world is not ready. Yes, well, to get to the heart of the matter, the objects are held by the disparate tribes which make their homes on the Tural continent, where they have been passed down through generations as sacred treasures. Whatever stories these people have attached to their so-called treasures matters not. Each contain the essence of a fearsome beast called Tural Vidral, and with them in our possession, none shall be able to stand against us. Allow me to ruin your day with my presence. We shall take the objects for ourselves, but bring them across the sea and use them to undermine nations far and wide. This means by which you each choose to do so, I leave in your hands. I only ask that you do not disappoint. So I pretty much have to go through these 5 bosses, then take her on. I could rock and roll with that. I take it there are no questions. Let the passage of the unbound open unto the world. We begin at once. Really? You come in, occupy a table, and don't buy anything? Rude. They didn't order a single thing. Yeah, rude. That's rude of you to do that. They just didn't dine and dashed. Truly villainous. They truly villainous. That's the long and short of it. What do you think? They might lack discretion, but they seem formidable nonetheless. They left without ordering anything? Villainous. Indeed. How truly terrible. It's right there in their name. They're unbound by matter and respect. It would be welcome back here anytime soon. You on the other hand can stay as long as you like. Perfect. Nod. Of course we had a duty to report that. Of course we had a duty to report what we had heard to the Landsguard. We did. But it didn't make a damn difference because soon we learned those unwelcome guests had teeth. Oh, they smacked down the guards, didn't they? Not long ago, one individual from a remote tribe came here seeking help, recovering a stolen relic. Then another came in with the same story, then another, and so on. By the time we realized the passage of the Unbound was a real threat, they had one and all made their way across the sea with their ill-gotten gains. Each tribe has sent one of their own to recover what was lost, but being in strange lands, they're at a disadvantage. That's why I've been looking for someone who knows every corner of Eorzea and beyond. Now, I know you've business in Tural, or else you wouldn't be here in the first place, but if you could take some time and hear Raul Madjun out, you'd be doing a service to many who could really use a helping hand. Oh, that's a little friendly wave. That's adorable. I guess I'll start in this a little bit. Greetings. Allow me to thank you personally for lending your assistance in this matter. We've been quite desperate for someone suitable. Greetings, Raul Madjun. At the risk of becoming a daily nuisance, I must ask, has there been any developments you might share? Is Rahul Ja? A nuisance? Why, perish the thought. We've come just in time, in fact. None other than the vaunted Zack has agreed to aid it to the search. Finally, a fortunate turn. So long as our sacred treasures are in wicked hands, our home shall know no peace. To say nothing of the danger they pose to other nations, if these thieves really do intend to stir up chaos across the seas, then you had better part on the next ship. But before you do, it might be proper to introduce you to those who have come to Tuliulal in search of aid. Lozeni here comes from a village far to the north. A single warrior cannot hope to withstand the power of her tribe's relic, so she requires a stout protector, someone that can be leaned upon when times are darkest. But would leaving Woklamat pose a problem? Nah, you know how it is. We'll just zip in and out somehow. They won't progress without us. The alien that the Epine must recover afflicts terrible maladies upon its victims. You seek someone who commands great healing magics to counteract this effect. The search for Shashepia's tribe treasure has been entrusted to a peerless hunter. It requires someone to act as a frontline fighter who can distract her target while her bow takes deadly aim. At last there is Suhe, who knows a little about other people's ancient artifacts, aside that it must not fall into the wrong hands. She seeks a mage of great power, but anything beyond that lies shrouded in mystery. Aren't you forgetting someone, Rahoja? Your crisis is just as pressing, even if you won't say it so yourself. You got problems too, buddy? Rahoja hails from further south than even Mamuk, and has traveled many days and nights in search of someone who can strike down their prey from afar. Is that the only way to escape the effect of this village's treasure? Did I get that right? Indeed. I do get so forgetful in my old age. Thank you, Ramatum. 5 tribes, 5 stolen treasures. All are waiting for the aid of a brave soul. Hopefully that can be you, Zack. No problem. Of course, I shall share all that I know on the matter. You only need ask. And know that I will not hold it against you should you choose to assist only those for whom your talents are best suited. As long as you know you can, as long as you do what you can, the people to Tural, and maybe even further, will be in your debt. The whole world, 2/3 of the entire world and beyond space and time, and the moon is in my debt, lady. You gain access to yeah. I gain access to role quests. You require a tank. The young woman gazes into the horizon with a troubled expression. Oh, hello. Judging by your attire, you must be the traveler from across the seas. I suppose Brooke Evu has enlisted you to our aid? That you were guided here safely must be the work of the brave Narwhal, who remains watchful even in this dire time. We are ever grateful for its vigilance. Wait, brave Narwhal? Okay, sure. My name is Loazain Nikwe, and I hail from the northern reaches of Zaktural, where even our breath freezes when caught in the chilling winds. Our people revere our Tural Vidral of the Narwhal, whose essence rests in the cradle of the sleepless, our most sacred treasure. Through fathomless depths it swam without rest, protecting its home from any who would do it harm. Legends tell that the Narwhal could place the burden of its fatigue upon another, and thus be able to maintain its vigil night and day. So too can any who possess the cradle lull a person, willing or no, into a deep slumber, all while avoiding the need for sleep themselves. That sounds pretty cool. Could I have that? Needless to say, such power could cause untold harm in the wrong hands. Thus was the greatest warrior of our village, Tentoawa, tasked with crossing the great ocean, returning that which is most sacred to us. That is a beautiful shot. I'd have joined him, but I feared I would only be a burden, so I remained here. I might find someone to send to his aid. Tentoawa has ever rushed bravely and blindly into the thick of things, leaving me behind to watch and worry. But if there's anything I can do to help him, even a little, then I must. Rook Evu has done well to send you to me. I can tell you are just the man to temper his more reckless tendencies and keep him safe during his quest. As luck would have it, a letter from Tentoawa arrived shortly before you did. It seems he discovered the thief made their way to a place called Ishgard. While I don't doubt his prowess, even Tentoawa would be rendered helpless before the narwhal's lullaby. Please, could you fall into Ishgard and find him before he does anything rash? Ishgard is like a second home to me. I won't let your treasure be misused. I mean, I don't really have any attachment to Ishgard, but like, you know, I don't want to see it fucked up. Thank you, Zach. I knew the narwhal would guide a brave protector to our side. Tentoawa sails to an unfamiliar place, but despite his hasty nature, he'd doubtless spend time gathering information about his new surroundings before planning his next step. If Ishgard has a place like this one, where people gather to drink and talk, he might go there first. Ask for a swordsman with blue hair and attire like mine, and I'm sure it won't be long until you find him. Cool, let's rock and roll. Let's save a few seconds. Ow. I hit the mic. If it isn't Zach, will it be? A lad from the Western continent? I can't be going around gossiping about the comings and goings of my new customers, can I? Now can I? That's a quick way to empty a tavern. But I suppose, since you're you, I can make an exception just this once. A lad much like the one you described walked through my door not long ago. I was asking anyone whose ear he could bend about some stolen narwhal or some such he was after. Usually you buy someone a drink before interrogating them, but not him. Nobody knew what he was going on about, but he was determined. I asked where else in Ishgard people might gather to flap their lips. So I told him to head to the Jeweled Crozier. If you leave now, I'd reckon he'll still be there. You'll know him when you see him. Trust me. I drink a lot of water. That was more sparkling water. Mandarin orange flavor. Alright, it's cold. May as well put on proper attire. Gotta look the part.
That looks about right. Bunch of useless by the narwhal's horn. You think manners keep people warm for how desperately these people cling to them, and here I'm trying to rid their city of a thief. What's up? Sounds like you need help. Yes, it seems you know me, but I don't think I've ever seen you before. I'd remember. Oh shit, I didn't know my necklace was glowing red like that. Lindsay Quez sent you? Even across oceans, she can sense when I'm in trouble. Well, I won't deny a helping hand, especially one with her blessing. I'm having no luck getting information from these people. Seems there are unwritten rules regarding favors that no one's bothered to tell me. Let me throw some weight around. I know the thief traveled here, but that's where the trail runs cold. I thought it would only be a matter of time until they use the cradle to commit some misdeed or another, but it seems nothing is amiss within or without Ishgard's walls. I have only a description to go on, although it's availed me nothing so far. A woman of a race known in this land as NameIsZ. She has striking red hair and eyes the color of rust. A scar dominates her forehead and a mole rests upon her lips. She came to my village posing as a scholar with an interest in the cradle. Although she gave us a name, I know now it was a lie, just like everything else that spewed from her mouth. The bounty of meat, vegetables, and fruits she offered was worth its weight in gold to us. After the cold snap we suffered last year, we couldn't afford to turn her away. But looking back, I realized how brazen her deception was. Although she wore the robes of a scholar, she moved with the poise of a predator. I marked her as a fearsome warrior the moment I laid eyes upon her. Of course, she wouldn't have been able to travel so far north on her own if she was unseasoned, so I thought nothing of it at the time. It was my first misstep of many. That's all I know. It's not much, but if you even see the smallest scrap of clue in there, it'd be a damn sight better than what I currently have. Few scholars study in Ishgard without passing through the astrologium. If she feels even an ounce of guilt, she would seek penance at the St. Roman's Cathedral. A skilled sword would be known among the knights of the congregation. Knights, was it? I suppose that we call these deadly-looking fellows clad in steel. Yes, you may be onto something there, but where will we find one willing to speak? I know them all. Follow me. At the barracks, near the tavern? Another way. I'll meet you there. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. Man, that loads fast. This is right. Let's not waste any time, Zach. Let's see who the pretty lady is of whose ass I'm gonna beat. Phrasing, I know. Why, Master Omegas, what brings you to the congregation? This Pastors of the Unbound is not a name I have heard before, but if one of their number has brought an artifact of great power to Ishgard, we will be ill-advised to suffer their presence. We shall act on this information at once. If there is aught that would threaten the peace, then it is our duty to root it out. Consider the Knights of the Congregation at your disposal. Thank you for hearing us out, truly. Now, does anything about the description we shared ring a bell? An Elysian woman with red hair and eyes the color of rust. Wait, you said she bore a scar on her forehead, yes? And a mole? No, it could not be. You know who she is? Well, such information is usually
privy only to those within our order. Pray understand my hesitation. What? When you're listening to anything we told you, she's too dangerous to be left alone. This isn't the time for secrecy. I know I'm a stranger in your city, but I can't stand by while innocent lives might be at risk. If you can't trust Tentowa, then trust me. He's right, the danger justifies bending the rules a little. Trust me. I saved your entire kingdom, dude. Come on. You're right, of course. If the hero who ended the Dragon Song War is not worthy of our trust, then who is? Very well. Master Tentowa, pray accept my apologies. Although you may not be Ishgardian, your desire to keep its people safe is plain to see. We shall place our trust in you as Master Omega's has. I'm glad we can see eye to eye. Now then, what do you know of this thief? Your description called back some old memories. Memories of a knight named Leofine. Merely recalling her story makes me ill at ease for the mark she left upon our honorable order as a black order was black as pitch. None know of her whereabouts since she was expelled from the congregation. I thought living with the shame of her deeds would be punishment enough. But if she now consorts with villains that threaten the very foundation of order, then 'tis clear we can suffer her freedom no longer. I shall inform my superiors of this development, and suggest that the congregation does all in its power to track down Leofine and place her in custody. If we learn aught of value, I promise to share it with you at once. Really? That's more than we could have asked. I suppose we ought to consider what to do in the meantime. Here, join me over there, Zach? Sure. Just join me over there, buddy. So we have a name. Leofine, a former knight of Ishgard. That means she knows how to hide herself in this city well. Grasping about at straws won't get us anywhere. My unfamiliarity does little to help our chances. We may have no choice but to wait until the knights discover a lead. Nevertheless, I intend to spend every waking moment learning more about the city and its workings. As for you, I only ask that you be ready to move at a moment's notice. Until then, be well. Moment's notice, let's go. There you are, Zach. I've been walking Ishgard streets whenever I've been able. I've taken searching for any sleep. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. You was just stood there for like 2 seconds, but whatever. You see, the land I'm from isn't much warmer than this, and people know not to tempt fate by dozing off in the open air. Even those blind with drink manage to find their way home somehow. I figure the only force powerful enough to overcome that instinct for self-preservation would be the cradle. So, if we find a sleeper exposed to the elements, we may very well discover Leofine nearby. That sounds reasonable. I can't imagine she brought it all this way just to remain idle. It's a tedious prospect, but we need to scour every back alley and shadowed walkway before anyone catches something much worse than a cold. Master Omegas, Master Tentowa, I bring good tidings. The Temple Knights wasted no time in distributing handbills across Ishgard containing Leofine's description. These efforts have already borne fruit. We but have recently received a report of someone matching her features being sighted. Really? Where? She was sighted near Camp Dragonhead by a patrolling sentry. He described a woman with red hair and a distinct scar on her forehead. The outpost can be reached by passing through the Gates of Judgment and heading east. Once there, speak with Sir Eugenox for the full report. I probably butchered that name. I knew she'd show herself. Let's hurry, Zach. You. It must be him. Well, well, don't delay. Ah, I was informed you were on your way. This is a concern. This is concerning the report by one of our sentries. Yes, you sighted a woman matching the description in the handbill sent by the congregation. She was heading south along the footpath, but that's all we know. Yes, this is Eugeenox. What? Hold fast, I shall send aid at once. What happened? A shipment of supplies was waylaid by monstrous beasts. The contingent of Temple Knights should have been protecting it, but something is amiss. They need our help. Oh, no duh, let's rock. We should be in your debt. The shipment was attacked by the road west of the observatorium. I shall muster more knights. Please, go find my men before more lives are lost. Oakley dokley. I don't know, we're going to battle. We need one with a kick-ass battle theme. Yeah. We're gonna be heading off. Good night. I'll see you on the good rest of the stream. Later, man. This should be close, right? I'll search the other side of the river, Zach. I'll search further down the road and keep your weapon at this ready. Really? What's up, buddy? You good? Looks like you got your shit rocked. You saved us. We were almost... Really? More? We'll be feasting today. Oh, damn. A moment too soon. The wide eye watches eternal, and eternal is asleep it bestows. Bestows. Bestow? Bestow. We were too late. They're not... just look. They're asleep is all. Good, good. A trusty chocobo suddenly became unsure on their feet and the wagon toppled onto the side of the road. There was nothing for it but to fix the damage on the spots. The Temple Knights went to secure the area, but before I knew it, each and every one of them had fallen asleep where they were standing, and the beast attacked. It was just me before those snarling fangs. Snarling fangs, bleh. Time to wake up, sleep here any longer, and the cold will have you. So, we can wake him up? Just slapping the shit out of him. What happened? Whoops, be right back.
And we're back, people.
Boop. We fell asleep while we were patrolling.
You must be mistaken. A temple knight would never shirk his duty so.
Are you calling me a liar? I saw you fall on your arse with my own eyes. If not for Sir Eugenoc's quick response and the bravery of these warriors, we would all be food for the vultures by now. The congregation will hear of your dereliction of duty, you can be sure. Now, hold on just a moment. They aren't the ones to blame. A sacred relic of my people was stolen and now isn't the time. Sorry. Forget I said anything. Whatever dizziness overtook the chocobo seems to have passed, so I'll resume my journey once the carriage is repaired. Assuming my guards are quite refreshed, I believe we can make it on our own. We can make it on our own. Please return to Camp Dragonhead and warm yourselves. There's no coincidence that the giant birds and the two guards took leave of their senses around the same time. This is the work of the cradle. But even if Leofine was here, she is no longer. Let's return to the sea and consider our next steps. You said that the knights from Camp Dragon were on their way, yes? Then I believe we shall have ample protection for the remainder of our journey. Oh, back to Ishgard. Oh.
Oh, it's past midnight. Let's see what that. There you go. Reports. Well, this been reviewed. 100% or even. Thermal pros, thermometer. There's 2 cordless sets. And projection map. And project. I'll take a look at that. Leofine may have escaped us, but the witness's report has given us a clue to follow. Thank the Narwhal for guiding us swiftly to the knights. We received the report of the incident near Camp Dragon, 2 of our own, sleeping on duty by the Fury. Had you reached them even a moment later, this day would have been much darker. Although it pains me to say it, those 2 shall be punished as benefits of the magnitude of the negligence. If I may, I don't believe the blame rests entirely on their shoulders. The cradle of the sleepless was used against them, I'm certain. Ah yes, you say it possessed the power to lull others into a deep sleep. I admit that would explain these exceptional circumstances. Regardless, they were still bested by their enemy, and their charge was almost killed as a result. Punishment is the only recourse. I see. A harsh stance, maybe, but I can respect that you don't treat your duty lightly. Well, if you learn anything else of Leofine's plots, please let us know at once. Even though we didn't find her, I'm glad we were able to save those soldiers. Thank you for coming to us. Nay, it is the Temple Knights who owe you thanks. We shall continue our search, and rest assured, we shall be the first to know of any developments. Zack, there's more I should tell you about the cradle.
things I should have told you sooner. Join me over and I'll do my best to fix that mistake. We now know that our enemy is capable of. We now know what our enemy is capable of and must plan accordingly. Rest assured, we shall not rest until Leofine is in shackle. And jump. What? Now you've seen with your own eyes what I've only been able to describe. The novel's all about can put even the hardened warriors into a restful slumber. They may well be defenseless as a newborn babe, but even with such power, my people have never used it to attack our enemies. The sole purpose was always been to keep a single person awake, an eternal guardian. Its sole purpose has always been to keep a single person awake, an eternal guardian who would never sleep, never est. The wide eye. Me. Oh shit. For 10 years I've been awake, training day and night to gain the strength I have now, the strength to shield my people. That's pretty handy. Of course, another must receive the wariness I cast aside, the shut-eye. You've met her, in fact. Loazinique. Oof. So she's supposed to be asleep right now. I've been awake these 10 years. She spends the better part of her days in a deep slumber. Her brief periods of wakefulness are spent exercising and eating so her body doesn't waste away. And so we've barely spoken. Despite how much I depend on her, when we were young, we'd spend our days exploring the mountain paths, but that time is long past. Telling you all this now, I realize how very little of my life has been dedicated to my own pursuits. Ozanique and I have both devoted ourselves entirely to the protection of our village. That explains your skill. How did Leofine steal the artifact from such an accomplished warrior? Don't you miss her? Don't you miss Ozanique? I do. I see her only when I have to use the cradle, and even then she is sleeping. I barely remember what her smile looks like. A life unencumbered by sleep might seem like a life of freedom, but if those you care for the most aren't there to share it with you, it can feel like a prison. Fair. We don't have the luxury to dwell on regrets. I see now that although my people never used the cradle for ill, wicked hearts can twist anything toward evil. That's something I cannot tolerate. The very thought that this might happen again makes my bile churn in my gullet, while we must bring Leofine's schemes to an end. Enhanced reprisal? Oh, it sends duration. Awesome. Just the person I wanted to see. I'd like to ask your advice on a certain matter, if you don't mind. It's been a while since my last letter to Ozanique. I wanted to wait until I discovered something worth sharing to write her, but we're still completely in the dark. I don't want her to worry, but I don't know what to tell her. Tell her you're in good spirits, that will suffice. Whatever you write, don't make her wait too long. Good advice, as usual. I wish we had even a single thread to grasp, but an unexciting letter is better than none at all. Alright, I'll start right away. May not have much time left. Oh, don't misunderstand. It's nothing so grave as that. It's just... Last time I used the cradle was just before it was stolen. Luckily, I'm still as alert as I've ever been, but won't be long until I must dream like any other. I will give Leofine a free rein while I'm helpless in bed. There is no quarry more dangerous than the one who doesn't sleep. We have to see this through before that happens. Master Omegas, Master Tentuawa. We have received report that several groups of knights have fallen afoul of what can only be your stolen artifact. Several? Let me guess, they were all guarding someone else. You would be correct. It is the duty of the knight to protect those who cannot protect themselves. If we fail at even the most basic function, then our honor means nothing. As if the incident near Camp Dragonhead was not shameful enough, the knights of the most recent attacks were left in quite compromising position. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's not good. Oh, these are just getting more silly and silly as the time goes on. Yet the weight of embarrassment is trifle compared to the guilt we would bear if any innocent came to harm. The Fury was merciful in that respect, but we would rather not see these incidents repeat. Still, while the Temple Knights must work to repair their reputation in the days ahead, it's a far cry from bringing Ishgard crumbling to its knees. Truth be told, the methods of this passage of the Unbound leave me mystified. But Leofine was cunning if nothing else. Till we discern her true motivations, we have little recourse but to wait until she makes a mistake. Perhaps she gets her jolly seeing people humiliated. She must be testing the limit of the artifact's powers. Then you suggest she has a greater purpose in mind for it, and these incidents are simply a prelude. We can't discount that theory, I admit. We shall remain vigilant. There's no telling how much chaos she can sow if left unchecked. We have to do everything we can to get the cradle out of her clutches. And to do that, we have to ask the right questions. This new information makes me wonder. Why has she focused her attention on the Temple Knights? I have pondered the same. Posted at Camp Dragonhead are knights from many houses of repute, including House Four Temps. Being a former Temple Knight herself, Leofine doubtless knows their habits and training. Perhaps that makes it easier for her to exploit their weaknesses. And if we follow the knights, we may pick up her trail. It's not ideal, but it's the best we have to go on. Well, a large contingent of knights has but recently been dispatched to Corythus. You remember Gorgogin Mills, right? Yes? It has lain abandoned ever since the heretics were driven from it. Yet, there is ever the risk that unsavory elements might infest it once again. Let's have the Temple Knights plan joint patrols of its premises with other contingents. If you speak with Sir Redwald at Falcon's Nest, I am certain he would be glad to have you along.
Hey Redwall, what's up, buddy? Is that Master Omegas I see? Of course, you are ever welcome in Falcon's Nest. Yet I believe I do not know your companion here. Indeed, whispers of the Temple Knight's humiliations have reached us even here. Falling asleep while on duty? I did not believe the stories, but it seems that there was truth in them after all. They fell asleep, true, but it wasn't their fault. We suspect they fell victim to an enemy wielding a powerful artifact. Now the rumors fail to mention anything like that. If we could lull even trained warriors to sleep, then we must treat it as a serious threat. Nevertheless, if one knight falls, another is always at the ready to take their place. So long as this artifact cannot put an entire regiment under its spell, I believe we are well positioned to combat it. Interesting. The idea of your allies falling asleep. The idea of your allies falling in battle doesn't seem to disturb you at all. Why? Where I hail from, a single warrior is responsible for the safety of his entire village. Make no mistake, we do not doubt our allies' mettle, and we mourn every loss. Yet each man and woman here knows that if they must quit the battle, another sword just as fierce will take their place. To know that an ally is at your back would allow you to fight with abandon. This is teaching you that you don't need to be the sole warrior of your village now, huh? I have a feeling we're either going to lose the artifact or we're going to have to destroy it at some point. Now, you believe this Leofiend might take interest in our activities at Gorgagging Mills, right? Yes? The party has already left, accompanied by a group of Temple Knights. If your suspicions occur, then they are at risk. I would ask you that you follow in their tracks and ensure that they have not fallen victim to foul play. The mills can be found to the north, just across the Black Iron Bridge. The party should be arriving there soon, conditions permitting. We have to reach them before Leofiend does. Na, 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 na. Just outside the hills. Da, 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 da. Oh man, they got knocked the fuck out. We're too late, they're fast asleep. Raoul gave the impression they were more. These knights must have been the lookouts. We should awaken them, but keep your eyes peeled for Leofiend. I'll rouse these ones. You should search the building yonder. Knock, knock. Who the hells are you? How'd you get past the guards? What's up, buddies? Jeez, I think thankfully there's no like friendly. I'm pretty sure I will kill these guys too with that. What's up, buddy? It's you! Thank the Fury you arrived when you did. Those thugs struck when our backs were turned. I assume the Temple Knights were protecting the entrance, but I wasn't as cautious as I should have been. Were they killed? They got knocked the fuck out.
Sleeping. I've heard the stories, of course, but I didn't think they were true. Whoever's behind this, I'm sure they didn't count on you showing up. For now, we shall tend to our wounds and then finish our inspection here. Master Omegas, I ask that you join the knights outside and wait until we're finished. Leofine, come out and play! Ooh. As I thought, just when I was becoming bored, I sighted a familiar face among these slumbering knights. I simply had to come and make sure it was you. You finally found the courage to show yourself. Hand over the cradle now, and I won't kill you. What did they call you again? The Wide Eye? You must have quite the journey to have come this far. If evil, why hot? I'm sorry, she's pretty. But I'll kick your ass nonetheless. Be careful, Zach, this is our core. The thief who stole the cradle of the sleepless. This is Leofine. That is your ally? What sodden tavern did you drag them out of? I dare say they seek your artifacts for themselves. Uh-huh. It matters not, I suppose. But before you both throw your lives away, I suggest you think for a moment. Is the cause you fight for worth the sacrifice? So few of us know true freedom. If there is aught you would grasp with your own hands, do so before they wither and your eyes shut for the last time. The codes and rules that would bind men are mere illusions. Open your eyes, truly open them, and you shall see a path all your own. Only a fool would waste their life in the struggle of another. Quit spouting nonsense. Nonsense? Perhaps. I am here because of another, after all, Abyahi, who came to me at the height of my debauchery and welcomed me into her devious brotherhood. She guided me to a great power, yes, and now I lead others upon the unbound path. Yet, truth be told, I have little interest in seeing where it ends. To tear down the world's nations, Ishgard among them, and usher the world into, well, what does it matter? Yet I do derive great pleasure in shaming the Temple Knights, and seeing the snickers and jeers deflate their pompous stride as they walk down the streets. If this artifact can hasten the fall from grace, I believe I shall keep it. Oh, what? I'm sorry? I know the path I walk, and the one that leads down. Where did this come from? Did you just go Super Saiyan or Kaioken? The fuck? And I won't abandon it. I'll take the cradle back. And then I'll... Oh. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh dear, you seem to have lost your train of thought. I know you cannot hear me, but if you want your artifact back, I might suggest stealing it from me while I'm asleep. But considering the burden I have just passed to you, the opportunity may not come for some time yet. It looks like a fun little device. Can I have it? Why, I feel absolutely transcendent. To think the shackles of fatigue weighed so heavily. Alas, it appears the artifact needs its own repose of sorts. No matter, I have learned more than enough to take my next step. See to it that this lot of is disposed of. 'Tis the least you can do for the freedom I've given you.
Ooh, baby, let's rock and roll.
Eeny, meeny, miny, you. Oh, wrong one. Oh wait, you're still alive? Yeah. Wake the fuck up. Doesn't make sense. Throughout since well, he seems completely detached from the waking world. He might be asleep for a while. Excuse me. Looks like you saved us twice today. Thank you. But what of him? Fast asleep just as we were. Will this be what Sir Malbert was well, will this be what Sir Malbert warned us about in his report? Yeah, pretty good guess. I see, then those stories are more than just wicked rumors. I suppose there is some small comfort in the fact that our enemy tipped their hand without causing loss of life. While the drowsiness made my eyes heavy, my ears could not mistake Leofine's arrogant voice. If she will not scruple to attack former comrades in arms, then she has fallen further than I had dared imagine. Yet we bear the blame for allowing her to get the upper hand, and in so doing put innocent lives in danger. Another black mark on our order. So it was only thanks to you that at your companion's efforts that the snow was not stained red this day. At the very least, allow us to carry him to the congregation. Okay. Our work here is done, so we shall accompany them as far as Falcon's Nest. Pray, return to Ishgard and look after your friend. Well, I need to Google a thing. We're going to Twitch arena stream for nice. Clever viewer. I could make that. I only got 38 followers, but shit, I need more followers. Fuck. Fuck me, fuck. Na. Full glad I am to see you well, Master Omegas. I understand you come fresh from an encounter with none other than Leofine. Master Tintoir now rests on the second floor. We shall stand vigil by his side every moment until he opens his eyes again. We shall not have long to wait, but if you wish to check on him, please do so at your leisure. There's another matter to discuss. Just before your departure to the mills, it seems there was another incident. A group of criminals were released from their cells, their guards found in a deep sleep. Doubtless Leofine was behind this. and doubtless the ruffians you clashed with are these self-same criminals. Leofine is gathering those who bear a grudge against the Temple Knights to her side, and using this animosity to her advantage. We now know for certain that Leofine is the mastermind of these magics, and that her aim is to chip away at the very foundation of the Temple Knights, our honor. And when I shared these revelations with my superiors, it was decided that none would speak publicly of the artifact and its powers. The Passage Unbound seeks to overthrow the nations of the world. One obvious method to achieve this goal would be to stoke the flames of unrest among the common folk, thus sinking Ishgard into a mire of chaos and distrust, not unlike the blasphemies of the final days. Oh yeah, shit, I need to finish the blasphemies. We're almost done with that. I could probably do that one tonight too. As long as these familiars are placed squarely on the shoulders of the Temple Knights, we can avoid fomenting a more abiding mistrust in the nation's very core. For Ishgard's peace, I would gladly suffer any disgrace. The question remains as to whether we can apprehend Leofine before she tears our reputation to tatters. While Master Tentoawa slumbers, it falls to us to search for the clues that might point towards her whereabouts. Leofine remains as elusive as ever. If she's in the league with Ishgard's more unsavory elements, she could be hidden anywhere. We have only her cryptic statements to guide us. It seems that whatever her plan is, her action thus far has been but a prelude to its climax. We can but hope that Tentoawa awakens before she emerges again. Zack, there you are. Should you be here? I'm so glad I found you. I was starting to think I was in the wrong city, but the narwhal guided me true. Oh, you must be the maiden Tentoawa mentioned. You hail from the same village, yes? I am from Albert, of the Temple Knights. It is an honor to meet you. Ah, Tentoawa wrote about you in his letters. I'm Nozanique, and the honor is all mine. Is Tentoawa with you? I haven't received a letter from him for some time, but I came here to check on him myself. Oh, he's been knocked the fuck out. Oh. Yeah, she would be concerned. Doobie-doo-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo. You insufferable fool. What have I always told you about rushing ahead without thinking? Now you have the gall to be sleeping when I arrive. You promised you'd write to me. What was I supposed to do when the letters stopped coming? Slap. I was so worried. Aww. At least I can take some small comfort that he appears otherwise unharmed. I take it you're to thank for that, Zack. More or less. Is there any way to counteract the Cradle's influence? He told me you were the shut-eye. Yes, that's right. For 10 years I bore his fatigue, and as a result my body is more fragile than most. But since arriving to Yulal, my life has become normal. As I've walked the city streets and eaten my fill of its food, I've felt my strength grow. I can even stay awake for a full day now. Do you know why Tentoawa sleeps so soundly? The reports of other incidents indicate that those affected awoke in a matter of moments. Yet Tentoawa shows no signs of stirring. Well, that's... I'm sorry, I can't say for certain. I do not know the stories of those who came before me. More than one shut-eye has fallen into a sleep much like this. One so absolute that they become deaf to the outside world. With no means to sustain their bodies, they would waste away if left alone. Our people found a mixture of herbs and other materials that help usher the Shut-Eye back to the waking world. What could possibly be strong enough to bring someone back from this? We call it spring dew, and the secrets of its making are passed down through generations. Each drop acts like a ray of sunshine in the darkness of sleep, a beacon to the dreamer to follow. I carry some of the ingredients on my own person, but others have been gathered fresh. It won't be easy task, but I'm certain it will save Tentawa. I don't know their Eorzea name, but one of the flowers blooms a striking yellow and grows only where the mountain peaks soar above the clouds. Being so close to the heavens, it drinks in the sunlight, and its petals cleanse the body and promote wakefulness. In the churning mist blooms a yellow flower called the dandelion, and no other place in Eorzea can one be closer to touching the sun. Good. Next we need the saliva of a beast called Morbles, and the thicker it is the better. The pungent odor could wake the dead. Ah, I know them well. Morbles are not uncommon sights in the Dravanian hinterlands. A mature specimen should possess saliva with the desired effect. The prospect of gathering it, however, is an unenviable task. Once you have those two ingredients, mixing them with the rest should be a simple matter. Do you think you could procure them, Zack? Sure, why not? But your confidence is reassuring. Since the Morble saliva must be the fresher of the two, I ask you first climb into the heavens and pick the dandelions for Tentawa. Okie dokie. But this is how Tentawa looked upon me for so long. The sight is unsettling, I admit. Is that come back soon? I want to hear his voice. Aww. He's so worried. Hey, buddy. We'll go going on now for the much workers have ventured to draw hinterlands and collect the saliva of the Mount Morble. Oh, above me. We got the second floor. We're gonna start mixing grease at once. That is, of course, as you brought them with you. Boop, bop, bang. These are difficult to acquire at the best of times, so I thank you for gathering them so quickly. I should get started immediately. We've done all we can. Now we wait for Tentoa to open his eyes. Now, geese. Huh? Where am I? I hope you enjoyed sleeping the days away, Tentoa. And I'm glad you're finally awake. Aw, she's so worried about him. Ozaniqua, what are you doing here? I see. So Leophine wielded the cradle against me, and while I was tucked soundly in bed, Ozaniqua came all this way. Curse my weakness. Just when we had her, just when I was needed the most, I failed. For 10 years I endured countless trials, and when the time came, I couldn't even swing my damn weapon. It's not your fault, Tentoa. If anyone's to blame for what's happened, it's me. What do you mean by that? No, I won't hear it. As you may know, Leophine won our trust by posing as a scholar traveling the width and breadth of Tyrol. She expressed great interest in the cradle and our customs. I was so excited to meet an outsider that I answered her every question. Ah! I told her that the White Eye keeps the cradle with them at all times, and then she hatched her plan. She took me hostage to draw Tentoa. While Ozaniqua was sleeping, Leophine snuck into her chamber and held a blade to her throat. I had no choice but to give her what she wanted, the cradle of the sleepless. I put Ozaniqua's life before the future of our people. It was at that moment I became unfit to be their guardian. Once we get the cradle back, all will be forgiven. Ozaniqua is one of your people. Protecting her was your duty. Thank you, Zach. You know just what to say. That was the only way to see a future where none of my people could come to harm. Especially Ozaniqua. Especially, huh? Huh? What do you mean by that? Hmm? Even without the cradle, you're still our guardian. My guardian. Oh? We'll find a way through this together. I like seeing these people for like less than an hour, and I'm shipping them already. Seeing you in such high spirits lifts my own. Oh, and before I forget, you trounced Leophine's thugs while I was dreaming in the snow, didn't you? I owe you a debt. I won't soon forget. Now wager that debt will grow larger before we pry the treasure from Leophine's clutches. But whatever it takes, I won't stop until she's answered for her crimes. I'm gonna check a thing real quick. Oop. I'm embarrassed to admit that was the first time I ever created the mixture. I'm glad it worked as intended. First time? I'm sorry, what? Got no guarantee it would work? Ooh, I got a new follower. It's probably another bot. You join live 2D Thrust 3D artist YouTube. Yeah, really a bot. Wow, yeah, that is such a bot. Remove. And just okay, let's just block it. Ugh, Twitter really needs to get better on that. You know, while I was sleeping, I dreamed. I saw Lorenzi Quia and I as children. Nothing particularly interesting happened. We just willed the days away, without a care in the world. I've forgotten what it's like to dream. It was pleasant. I can remember wanting to stay there, to never open my eyes again. Of course, the moment I gave form to that thought, I opened them. Lorenzi Quia was there. Aww. Even if we get the cradle back, will things return to the way they were? Will you go back to spending your life in dreams? I suppose so. It's my duty as a Shut-Eye after all. Your duty? And it was your duty too that compelled you to come all the way here to Ishgard. But no more. What are you saying? I tried hard to convince myself that you were glad spending so much time asleep, but being on the other side made me realize I was lying to myself all along. I don't want to return to life where you and I are bound together, but are always so far apart. I want to go back to those days when we were by each other's sides. Wow, this is fucking adorable between you two. And I guess what I'm saying is, if there's a different path for us, I want to find it. I want to walk it with you. Are you proposing? But not yet. First we reclaim the cradle, and when we have, we'll take our first steps forward. I forgot to use words. But not yet. First we reclaim the cradle, and when we have, we'll take our first steps towards that new future. I promise. I must confess, I haven't felt the same since I woke up. I know I was in bed for a while, but instead of feeling refreshed, my body feels weaker somehow. It's almost as if my very strength was sapped when the treasure was turned on me. I can't even grip my weapon properly. Perhaps the cradle was saving the aether of its targets all along. Leafing did remark she felt invigorated. Maybe she took your vitality for herself. Maybe. And does that mean the cradle has powers we don't know about? Dun dun dun. Not exactly. It might be the cradle worked differently than we thought. Its wielder might not pass on their fatigue, rather, they absorb another's vigor. Then the effect would be the same. The cradle's wielder can go on without sleep, and its victims lose the strength and even keep their eyes open. It never took more than you needed, so my slumber was always light enough to awaken from. Where the treasure was used without restraint. If we've had this realization, it won't be long until Leofine does too. and then it will be too late. We have to root her out. But I mustn't rush ahead blindly. As Lindsay never tires of telling me, I feel nearly weak as a child right now. I must spend my precious time we have training to regain what strength Leofiend stole from me. You have my word that I won't rest until I'm in top form again. I suggest that you do the same. If for no other reason than to give me some... I suggest that you do the same, if for no other reason than to give me some stiff competition. I hope we have enough years to make the spring due again. We'll have to deal with leaving before the Crayon Palace returns. You're looking strong, Zach. Well, I'm not my old self yet. I'm feeling better by the day. Still, there's much work to be done. I need to be even better than I was before if we're to have any hope of catching Leofiend. I wonder what she's plotting with the rest of her cohorts. We know they aim to topple nations around the world, but this is an odd way to go about it, don't you think? Why aren't her misdeeds in Ishgard extended any further than the Temple Knights? We've pondered the same question. Our best guess was that a former Temple Knight herself, she chose them because she knows how to exploit their weaknesses. She uses her knowledge as a weapon, and we need to equip ourselves likewise. If we can learn more about her, we might be able to anticipate her next move. A good plan, but I admit I have no idea where to start. Should we ask for Malbert? I already have. He said that while he never knew her personally, the knights in her old squadron might be able to shed light onto her past. Some of them even now patrol the city, and for Malbert was a great help in telling me where they might be. You've been busy, Lonzique. Well, I can't remember the last time I was awake this long. I didn't want to sit around until I got tired again. We're all better for it. Since you've gathered the information, it's only fitting I should do the legwork. Just tell me where these knights are and I'll speak with them. Gladly. But Ishgard is still an unfamiliar city for both of us, right? Although from Albert told me where to go, the name of these places mean nothing to me. Luckily, we have Zach to guide you. You'll go with Tentois, won't you? Yeah, let's rock and roll. I knew we could count on you. Alright, take note of these locations. Wah, 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 wah. How many Temple Knights are there? Are there that not even from Albert would know all of them? I can barely imagine. Being forced to work with someone like Leofiend isn't a fate I would envy. I'm curious to hear what these knights have to say about her. Hopefully they provide insight that'll help guide us forward. Time is of the essence, Zach. Let's get moving. Hey. While I don't doubt their honor as a whole, it's inevitable that a rotten seed like Leofiend will eventually find its way into their ranks. Until recently, I always believed that our remote corner of Zaktural was the safest place in the world. But if danger can find us there, I'm not sure what to think anymore. Now this is rare privilege. What business could the savior of Ishgard have with the humble knight? You want to know about Leofiend? Well, many Temple Knights come from common stock, but she was different. Despite what she became, Leofiend was born of noble blood. Even so, she often made mock of Ishgard's customs and the responsibilities that bound the conduct of the noble families. Doubtless she yearned for freedom all her life, or her idea of it anyways. Although her deeds caused her to be expelled from the Temple Knights and summarily stripped of her title, she may have actually desired that outcome. If she hated so much here, all she had to do was leave. I hear she did leave for a time, at least. Now she's in league with a group that aims to plunge the world into chaos. If a selfish heart like Leofine was sought out to aid in this plot, I shudder to imagine how wicked their leader must be. You require aid? I must keep watch, so forgive me if I don't engage in idle chit-chat. Leofine, for her I can spare a moment. I don't suppose you know why she was expelled from the Temple Knights, do you? Well, if you were her equal in swordplay and fewer still handled their mounts with such grace, she spent her nights carousing in the gambling halls. It was after just such a night that she fell asleep while on duty. Some may call it a cruel twist of fate, but dragons attacked her charges as she slept, and they were left defenseless. In her negligence, she was deemed to have aided our ancestral foe, and thus stripped of her knighthood and noble title both. Knights falling asleep on duty, a story that's become all too familiar. Given what happened, I have no doubt she came to fear sleep. Yet now she has conquered that weakness, and she wields it as a weapon against us. She may even believe herself to be beyond the reaches of mortal danger. Yet she's only deluded herself, and in time she'll be made to answer for her deeds. I've heard that the people of Ishgard revere a warrior god, but here's a statue of flesh and blood knight. I've never seen such a thing. My people make no figures or depictions of our departed, fearing that such objects would keep them from finding their way to the next world. The only idol we keep is of the cradle of the sleepless, and thanks to its blessings, a wide eye has always watched over us. But our reverence is devoted solely to the Narwhal. It's enough that it guides our people safely to the next sunrise. All is quiet. Even so, I must remain vigilant. Leofine, eh? A name spoken of in hushed whispers now, but many have forgotten her strategic genius. She had a singular talent for achieving victory in battle by whatever means necessary. Genius? We were too dense to see how her actions would cause Ishgard to collapse. Given that her group seems relatively few in number, an assault on Ishgard is unlikely. Rather, I think her aim is to chip away at the people's trust in Ishgard's foundation, and by the absence of a few vital bricks, bring the whole nation tumbling down. The thought gives me worry. Even now, representatives from Ishgard are preparing to visit Okzundu in the Sea of Clouds. If anything were to go wrong, it would be a grievous blow to Ishgard's reputation. As we saw at Falcon's Nest, certain elements that oppose our nation see friendly gestures as a chance to spark conflict. Given recent developments, Sir Handaloop has been debating whether the visit is a wise choice. Well, we have a general understanding what drives our adversary. Stories that paints a picture of rotten, conniving soul. We know enough to guess her next move. It must have been hard on the Lord Commander. Lord Commander, I take it that's the leader of these Temple Knights. But fancy titles hold little interest. While fancy titles hold little interest for me, I sympathize with anyone who had to give orders to a rotten apple like Leofine. Giving the Temple Knights a warning is the least we can do. It's clear that this delegation, might prove an enticing target for Leofine. Finally, we have knowledge to use against our enemy. If we all work together, we might be able to trap her. We haven't had much time. Let's return to the congregation and tell this Handaloop what we know. Hey, buddy. You're ever welcome to the congregation, Zack. I am well apprised of Leofine's wicked deeds, and your efforts to flush her out have been much appreciated. And this must be Master Tentoawa, who crossed the ocean from Tural. I hope you have recovered from your ordeal. I'm better than ever. Apologies for taking up one of your beds for so long. Please, no apologies are necessary. On the contrary, Temple Knights yet owe you a debt for all you have done. Which brings us to the purpose of this visit. You had something to discuss with me? Shit be crazy, yo. I see you and I have the same doubts. The delegation to Okzundu would be an obvious target for Leofine. I was but recently debating the wisdom of moving forward with our plans. As you know, all of Ishgard falls under the protection of the Temple Knights. As such, 'tis only meet that we maintain and strengthen friendly relations with our neighbors. The delegation in question is tasked with deepening mutual understanding of each of our unique cultures. Solnvanu, chief of the Zundu, was most eager to host. Yet, so long as the specter of Leofine hangs over our shoulder, I fear visits abroad are unwise. Should any of the Vanu come to harm, our relations could be damaged irreparably. As we have no way of knowing if Leofine was caught to wind of our plans, I am of the mind that positioning the delegation may be the most prudent. That postponing the delegation may be the most prudent course of action, for the safety of all. This could be the perfect chance to draw her out. The Zundu will be safe under our watch. Could be the perfect to draw her out. Use them as bait, baby. That's right, Zack and I won't let anyone come to harm. Now, as long as you warn the Vanu advance, they should hold the actions of a rogue against you. If they're truly your allies, they'll see the wisdom in your judgment. Please, send the delegation as planned. It'll be our best chance to capture Leofine. Yes, your words have merit. Thank you for the sage counsel. You're right. The Zundu would not stand idly by while we suffer at Leofine's hand. In fact, the fellowship between our two peoples was forged when a god assailed their home and was brought low by a great hero, Zack. Yep. Well, we tell the Zundu that he is keeping watch over the proceedings, I am certain all doubts shall be quelled. Then you'll proceed? Indeed, the time has come for we Temple Knights to reclaim our honor and go on the counteroffensive. I shall bring the suggestion of a joint operation against Leofine to the Lord Commander as soon as possible. Thank you. Together we will put a stop to her scheme. I must first discuss the matters with others involved before we present a plan to the Lord Commander. Although time is of the essence, I ask that you wait a while until our course is settled. I shall summon all involving in planning the delegation of the congregation at once. Pray wait while we discuss matters and reach a final decision. I need to be level 100 for this one. Da da da. Santoa told me that what you learned of Leophine. To be honest, I do empathize somewhat with her desire to be free from the bonds of sleep, but that's where my sympathy ends. It's exactly because we must sleep that every waking moment is precious. A life awake is meaningless if we can't spend it with those we care about. A life awake is meaningless if we can't spend it with those we care about. So what you're saying is, Wanza, you care about Tentowawa, don't you? I realize now that I agreed to defend people I know nothing. I realize now that I agreed to defend people I know next to nothing about. Tell me these Zundu will soon be visiting. They look like large, fluffy birds, like Anohanu, with even more of a penchant for a metaphor. Large fluffy birds. Really? Two groups of such people so far apart. The world really is full of surprises. Even a single city is enough for a lifetime. Every day I hear something that gives me food for thought. Be the story of the Dragon Song War, for instance. Generations of animosity between dragon and man that somehow ended in a rekindled fellowship. I imagine a whole world like that. A world where there'd be no need for protectors. The wide-eye watches not only the monsters in the wilderness, but our neighbors as well. We've barely even considered sending delegations outside our village's gates. And the cold snap only made things worse. With everyone struggling just to survive, our very thought goes towards defending our scarce resources. But if we only look outward with wariness, there's no hope for the future to change. No hope to build trust. If only there was a way to build a bridge. If only there was a way to bridge the distance between us and greet tomorrow hand in hand. But maybe that's just a silly dream. Nah, buddy, you awake. Maybe. Either way, it's a beautiful thought. Oh, look at these two laughing together. I totally ship them. I'm glad you think so. I'll hold that future in mind as I get back to training. As for you, Zach, go get some rest. If you fall asleep when I need you most, I'll wake you up with a kick to the head. With a knock to the head. Yep, level 100. You know what? I'm almost done with this. Let's finish it. Da 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 da. Here for the meeting, yes? Yes. So, while we all agree upon the importance of the ceremony, we recognize that the inclusion of the Cranialupi will be distressing for many. I too lost a family at their hands, and I would never ask for others to forgive and forget. For all their crimes, they were Alamegans just like us. None made the decision to side with Garlemald lightly. They had a choice and they chose to betray us. Who among us have not made difficult choices for kith and kin? And do not forget that Fordola chose to stand between us and a primal. What does that have to do with it? Brothers and sisters, arguing will avail us naught. The fate of Alamigo rests on my shoulders and yours, on those of every man, woman, and child that calls these lands home. That's a shot right there. To uphold our honor, to strive for prosperity, to protect our loved ones, we all know the weight of these responsibilities. 'Twas the self-same weight which drove many of our people to serve our oppressors, misguided as it was. And though we chose a different, unconscionable path, in the end we all wanted the same thing: to deliver our families from persecution, that they might live to see one more day. Because another day in shame and self-hatred was still better than none at all. The regretful dead are survived by their despair, a despair which threatens to drag us all into an abyss from where there is no escape. Know that it surely will if we welcome it into our hearts out of disdain for those we cannot forgive. But we Alamegans will not be so easily defeated. We will stand united and conquer this menace. Every Alamegan who fought and died did so in the hopes that one day we would be free. And we are free. We are free. By the blood of our fallen brothers and sisters, we are free. Free to lock away the pain and pretend it has no power over us, until it festers and takes us in our beds. And free to lay it bare and let it breathe. To acknowledge and to mourn our people at their best and their worst. The past is ours to bear, all of it, for ourselves and for future generations, so that we needn't suffer like we did. Let us make Alamigo a nation where no man is left behind, where he can make all the wrong choices and still be afforded a chance to make it right. And still be afforded the chance to make a right one. That went better than any of us could have hoped for. You have my gratitude for your part in proceedings, but we both know who the real hero of the day was. This was all Arenvald's idea, and it was his words that finally won over the naysayers. Now that we have the community of leaders on our side, we should have a much easier time convincing the rest of the citizenry. Of course, holding the ceremony is by no means our final objective. No matter what they say, some will refuse to attend. It It is my hope, however, that it will still It is my hope, however, that it will serve to provide a measure of closure for us all, and to ease the plight of the vulnerable and ostracized. Speaking of which, you will recall the incident with Fordola in Alagana. Ganaha? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. The young girl she saved and her mother wished to thank her personally. Considering what happened last time, though, I have reservations. It would be a valuable opportunity to present a former skull in a more positive light. On the other hand, I don't need to tell you how much unpredictable she can be. How unpredictable. And that's before taking her echo into consideration. Well, that's a conversation for another day. Go and get some rest. You've earned it. Let's finish this. Something terrible has happened. It's Fordola. She's escaped. Oh, wait, what? She was accompanying a squadron out of a training exercise. One moment she was there and the next she was gone. I don't think much of it at the time, but she's been acting strangely ever since she went to meet that mother and child. You know, the ones who wanted to thank her for saving the girl's life. When I told Commander Alden about it, he went charging out to Alagana to ask them if they have any idea where Fordola might be. I thought you might go after him, but when I heard you were headed this way, I reckon it'd be better to send you in my stead. Godspeed, Zack. Fordola's an enigma at the best of times. I'm sure she's got reasons, but I haven't the slightest clue what they could be. Good gods, what is she thinking? I know you. You're friends with the brave lady, aren't you? Have we done something wrong? Zack, I wasn't expecting to see you here. You've heard what's happened then? Just as Fordola was beginning to earn our trust, she's given us the slip. As you may know, she wears a choker enchanted to prevent exactly that. If I were to give the order, she should be dead within moments, and she knows that. She took the risk anyway, so I have to believe she has a good reason. That's what we're looking into now. We were hoping Clarel and young Lily here could shed some light on the matter. We'd like to ask you about your conversation with Fordola, if we may. Yes, of course. I know she's the butcher, or was, at least, but it didn't seem right to go without thanking her. That's why I requested the meeting, to express my gratitude and my apologies. She was quiet at first, but stood there as we spoke, as if she wasn't even listening. And then I mentioned the blasphemy, and she looked at Lily, and all of a sudden she clutched her head and cried out in agony. The echo. Do you remember what you were thinking about at the time? A man. The one I saw in the city. What? Who? You have something to do with all the people, those people panicking? I think he did. When I was waiting for you, I saw him. He was by himself. He looked poorly, so I asked if he was alright, and he said yes. He had his nice smile. He got up and started walking, but then... He was shouting and screaming. I was so frightened I didn't want to talk about it, not even to Mum. I wish you said something sooner. I'm sorry, Puppet. This is my fault for leaving you on your own. The man who turned into a blasphemy, I'd wager. The girl saw him, which means Fordola has now seen him too. There was one other thing. When Fordola was having her funny turn, she said something. Charlie? No. Charlotte, I think. Yes, that was it. Ring any bells? Can't say it does. But if it has anything to do with the skulls, the Silver Griffins should have some information on him. We best have a word with Ragunfrid then. You've both been very helpful. I'd like to thank you for being so kind to Fordola. She may not have said it, but I'm sure it meant a lot to her. I have a couple more things I'd like to ask, so I'll catch up with you later. Whatever she's dealing with, she need face it alone. I wish I could have told her that, even though I know she probably wouldn't have listened. Whoops, I forgot. I muted the mic for a second. As I recall, he served under the Viceroy during the occupation, and his whereabouts is currently unknown. He had an older brother named Ansfred, one of the Crania Lupi, which would give him a connection to Fordola. Is there anyone who can tell us more about him? Yes, an uncle, who we recently helped to find employment here in Algana. He's actually the one who asked for us to look for Charlotte. Charlotte? I'm not sure. You'll most likely find him working at the Sleeping Stones. As it happens, I was planning to bring him something to eat. I'll join you there shortly. Perhaps we should have asked what he looks like. Perhaps. Still looking, eh? That's him over there. I hope we're not interrupting. Oh no, of course not. It's good to see you, Ragunfrid. Brahmi was getting a drink there. My word, the Bull of Alamigo and the Champion of the Alliance. What brings such esteemed guests to our humble quarry? At ease, my good fellow. We merely wish to ask you about your nephew. Concerning? Carlet? You found him? About that. No luck yet, then. If there's anything else you can tell us? More about his childhood, perhaps? Wasn't much of one, I'm afraid. Old boy's life was ruined long before he had any say in the matter. His parents and I swore alliance to guard them all to secure ourselves and our kin's citizenship. For all the good it did us there, living amongst our countrymen who treated us as pariahs. Took its toll on him and his brother, to be spat on as traitors by association. One thing led to another, and Ansford, together with most of his friends, joined the Imperial Army. That's how it started, you know. The Crenia Lupi, Dias's loyal little pups. Do you remember the names of these friends? Yes, they had quite a reputation growing up. There was Emmeline, Rudolph, and the angry little girl who had grown up becoming the butcher herself, Fordola. Of course. Carlet was part of the group too, yes? But from what we've heard, he chose not to become a soldier. Wouldn't have lasted a day in training. He knew that better than anyone, of course. Not that it helped him feel any less guilty for turning his back on the others. He blamed himself for their deaths, for not stopping them when he had the chance, for not being strong enough to fight by their side. Maybe save them, maybe not. But he wasn't there, and he finished it, and he wished he had been. Then one day, he was gone. Wherever he is, I hope he's safe and well. Yeah. So do we. Thank you. The information you've shared should prove useful. And for you, I've brought some food. Why don't you call it a day going home to enjoy it with your family? Let him have the peace for now. Back to Algana. The little girl's worried about Fordola. As for her mother, well, it's complicated. Understandable, really. Once we knew for certain that what has become of Charlotte will have to tell his uncle. So not only was his brother a member of the Skulls, but Charlotte himself was a childhood friend of Fordola's. I'm told he refused to support the Silver Griffins as well. He's been trying to make his own way for some time now. His brother and his friends died in Specula Imperatorius, save for Fordola, and gods know only how he felt about her after that. Or how Fordola felt about Carla after seeing Larry's memory of him transforming into a blasphemy. Brother of a man she killed and a childhood friend besides. She thinks she's responsible for this. That's why she ran. To kill the beast. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm worried about her. Fordola is a survivor and an outcast. Exactly the sort of person the Silver Griffins are trying to support. You've seen for yourself that if this... You've seen for yourself the sacrifices she's willing to make. And if you can learn to feel sympathy for her, maybe others can too. I think you have enough information for the time being. Let's return to the city and plan our next move. As the saying goes, history is written by the victors, and I'll wager those who swore loyalty to Garlemald never thought they'd find themselves on the losing side. But they did, and they paid a price. Maybe not enough for some, but we've got to draw a line somewhere. To some, Fordola is a monster worse than any blasphemy. I've seen enough working with the Silver Griffins to realize it's never that simple. I want to believe that there's hope for her, that there's hope for us all. It would have been quite a blow for us to lose a warrior for Fordola's caliber. I hope we can find her before she does anything stupid. I've assigned a few of my soldiers to assist in the Silver Griffins in investigating Charlotte's background. With luck, we will find him quickly, and we can prepare for what must come after. We're all but certain Charlotte's the one who transformed into a blasphemy, and so there's naught to be done but put him out of his misery. As for Fordola, I put Monago and her troops in charge of tracking her. Once they found her, they have my permission to lend whatever support they deem necessary. If it comes to it, I may ask you to join the search. Until such time, I ask that you take this opportunity to rest. Thank goodness you're here. Commander Alden needs to see you right away. Follow me. Yeah, after I complete this mission, I'm going to bed for the night. Oh, he has his helmet on. Shit's about to go down. Keep it contained until I arrive, but do not engage if you can help it. Understood? That was Monago. Her unit has found Fordola, or rather, she has found them. In fact, I have Fordola on the search party's link pearl. She wants a word with you. Beep boop. This is urgent, so be quiet and listen. The blasphemy, my friend, is right in front of us. I tracked him down, and when he spotted me, he started heading towards Specula Imperatoris. Look, Zack, I need your help. Whoa, you're asking for help. Charlotte's not... He's never wanted to hurt anyone, but this thing he's become is... I can't leave him like this. I've got to stop him, whatever it takes. Wait till we get that do I engage. Is that clear? I'm on my way. I owe you. This is Monago. Can you hear me? We've got the blasters surround... Oh, never mind. They got fucked. It's on the move. Get ahead of it, but maintain distance. We need to... Fordola, what are you doing? Fordola! Fordola! There's no time to waste. They need our help. Yip yip. Roger's beard. Once she's gotten her mindset, there's no stopping her. She's convinced herself she's responsible for this mess, as she created the blasphemy single-handedly. All I ask is that you see she makes it out of this alive. She's come so far, and I don't want to lose her. I may as well eat this. Nom. Whoops. Ordiata and Alagiri are not far from Speculum Patorius. If we let the blasphemy slip through our fingers, it doesn't bear thinking about it. And while Fordola is determined to slay it by her own hand, we cannot allow her recklessness to put the lives of others in jeopardy. The time has come for action. Are you ready? Let's rock and roll. That's a big one. Hold the line for as long as you can. Commander Alden and the Warrior of Light will be here any moment. Stay strong. Holy shit! Did you just fucking kick in its knee just for the hell of it? Holy shit! You've done well with the rest of us. Holy shit, Raubon! Jesus Christ! Man, fuck a weapon. I'm just gonna stomp on it. Jeez, holy shit. Yes, sir. Get the engine to safety. Coward. Coward. Traitor to them, to everyone. Oh, now's not a good time for this. I wish there was another way. And so do I. But fighting's the only thing I'm any good at. Makes me wonder how I ended up with such a clever brother. Too clever for my own good, maybe. Just the thought of going into battle without getting hurt. Without having to hurt other people. He's a bleeding heart, our Charlotte. Sooner befriend a fly than shoo it away, much less kill it. I could kill if I wanted. I could. But you don't, and there's no shame in that. Leave the soldiering to us, Charlotte. We'll show the Guardians what we're capable of. Ah, shit. Did my internet just crash? I think it just crashed. God fucking damn it. It's still recording at least. Xfinity, don't show me there's a fucking outage in the area. Please show me there's outage. Fucking damn it. I'll cut the recorder right here for a moment while it loads up. Again. Oh shit, I should just probably end the recording because there's a fucking outage in my area. Well, I'll just stop here and I'll record this tomorrow. Hopefully. Bye.